Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we get an update on Skate, just Skate, and PlayStation introduces a new loyalty program. We have those topics and more to cover, but before we get started, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so we can keep you up to date with all the latest gaming news. Now let's get started. First, we have this story here from blog.playstation.com introducing PlayStation Stars, an all-new loyalty program. So both Xbox and Nintendo already have a rewards program, and it looks like Sony's trying to do something similar. And I want to read to you from this blog article. It says, "Today I'm pleased to reveal PlayStation Stars, a brand new loyalty program that celebrates you, the player, for being on this ever-growing gaming journey with us. PlayStation Stars will be free to join when it launches later this year. Once you become a member, you'll earn rewards by completing a variety of campaigns and activities. Our monthly check-in campaign simply requires you to play any game to receive a reward, while other campaigns require you to win tournaments, earn specific trophies, or even be the first player to platinum a blockbuster title in your local time zone. All PlayStation Stars members will have opportunities to earn loyalty points. Points can be redeemed in a catalog that may include PSN wallet funds and select PlayStation Store products. As an additional benefit, PlayStation Plus members enrolled in PlayStation Stars automatically earns points for purchase on PlayStation Store." Now this next paragraph kind of drew some criticism, but we'll clear that up in just a second. Also, as part of PlayStation Stars, we are unveiling a new type of reward called Digital Collectibles. Collectibles are as diverse as our portfolio of products and franchises. They are digital representations of things that PlayStation fans enjoy, including figurines and beloved and iconic characters from games and other forms of entertainment, as well as cherished devices that tap into Sony's history of innovation. There will always be a new collectible to earn, an ultra-rare collectible to strive for, or something surprising to collect just for fun. Now, when you hear the term digital collectible, your mind probably went where mine was, NFTs. But Sony decided they wanted to clear the air of this, and they spoke to the Washington Post and Sony Interactive Entertainment's network advising Vice President Grace Chen said that the digital collectibles are not NFTs. It's definitely not NFTs. Definitely not. You can't trade them or sell them. It is not leveraging any blockchain technology and definitely not NFTs. Now, this Washington Post article came out pretty much the same time the blog post did, but yet in the blog post they didn't want to give this strong emphasis that this is not NFTs. It seems like they could have directly said this in the blog post, as it seems like they were already heading this off with this interview with the Washington Post. No, we don't have a launch date for this loyalty program yet, it just says later this year. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this works out. I use the Microsoft Rewards quite a bit. In fact, I did an entire video on how I pay for Game Pass using that. But I'm not sure if I would be able to earn enough from this loyalty program in order to pay for PlayStation Plus. We got an update for Skate, and we have this headline from Famitsu. Skate will be free to play, support full crossplay and cross-progression between last gen, current gen, and PC. Now the publisher EA and the developer Full Circle released this boardroom style video, and in this they mentioned that there will be a mobile version, but they haven't also specified which consoles it's going to be on. They also gave a reason for the change in the name. It's not Skate 4, said creative director Perry, and here's the reason. This isn't a sequel, it's not a remake, it's not a reboot, a prequel, it's not any of that. It's not a remake or a remaster, whatever you can do. This is it, it's Skate. We're in this for the long haul. So it appears this is going to be a live service game, and the production management head of Full Circle had this to say. When we were looking at this model, we looked at versions of it out there that we liked and those we didn't. And we're still continuing to explore different options, but we were taking inspiration from games like Apex Legends or other popular titles that are free to play, where spending money is totally optional and it's mostly about cosmetics and convenience. With such a model, we'll be able to keep the community united between players who decide to spend and those who don't. And that means those social connections, those friendships made in-game can flourish without splitting our audience. Now, they didn't give a release date for this, just said it'll be out when it's ready. And they do have sign up for playtesting whenever that actually starts. So if you're interested, go ahead and head over to their website and you can sign up. Next, it looks like Nintendo is acquiring another company. We have the headline here from VGC. Nintendo is acquiring a CG company which will be renamed Nintendo Pictures. Now, the company here is Dynamo Pictures, and this deal is expected to close on October 3rd. Now, you may wonder what Dynamo Pictures has worked on in the past. The company has worked on the CG for Final Fantasy XIII-2 and has provided motion capture for such titles as Death Stranding, Nier Replicant, Monster Hunter World, and Persona 5. It has also worked with Nintendo in the past. The company helped with the CG cutscenes in Metroid Other M and produced a series of Pikmin short movies in collaboration with Shigeru Miyamoto for display on Wii U and 3DS. Now, it should be worth noting that this has nothing to do with Nintendo Studios, which showed up on a recent copyright listing for the Super Mario animated movie that's coming out next year. Now, personally, I don't think Nintendo bought this company to use to make their own CG movies. I think most likely they'll use this new subsidiary to create CG cutscenes within various games. And to me, it makes more sense to own the company and then be able to, in a sense, produce these CG cutscenes in-house instead of having to rely on a third party. Next, throughout my lifetime, I've seen the Final Fantasy series evolve all the way from that first game on the NES to what we're seeing now in Final Fantasy XVI for the PS5. And if you're like me, you've noticed that the series has kind of moved away from the original turn-based combat that it used to be known for. Well, we have this article here from VGC. Final Fantasy XVI ditched turn-based combat to appeal to younger generations, producer says. Now, this was in an interview with the development team in Famitsu, and VGC has it translated here. I'm from a generation that grew up with command line and turn-based RPGs, Yoshida said. I think I understand how interesting and immersive it can be. On the other hand, for the past decade or so, I've seen quite a number of opinions saying, I don't understand the attraction of selecting commands in a video game. This opinion is only increasing, particularly with younger audiences who do not typically play RPGs. Now, he added some backstory to this, how RPGs originated from tabletop RPGs, and how video games tried to emulate that turn-based strategy. So I guess my question would be, is this the end of turn-based RPGs, at least when it comes to AAA titles? I'm personally a fan of turn-based RPGs. I guess that's kind of what I grew up on. And I do like the ability to be able to stop and think through my next set of commands before I execute them. But I do understand how more this action-oriented gameplay is a little more exciting and a little more engaging than the turn-based. But let me know what you think. Do you like turn-based RPGs, or do you prefer this newer, more action-oriented combat? And finally, let's take a look at the latest Famitsu Sales coming out of Japan. Over on the software side, we have Monster Hunter Rise plus Sunbreak again coming in at number 1. Then we have Nintendo Switch Sports, followed by Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Ring Fit Adventure, and then we have a new entry at number 5, Kelowna Fantasy Revere Series. Now, it's worth noting this is on other platforms as well, but we only have the Switch one here that's coming in 5th place. Then we have Kirby and the Forgotten Land, followed by Minecraft, then Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, then Gran Turismo 7 still at number 9 for the PlayStation 5, and finally we have Demon Slayer at number 10. And then over on the hardware sales, we have the Switch family of systems still coming in first, second, and third. And then the PlayStation 5 disc version coming in number 4, followed by the Xbox Series S, and then the PS5 Digital Edition, and then the Xbox Series X. And then we have the new 2DS LL selling 206 units. And then we still had 12 people that needed to replace their PlayStation 4. And these hardware sales are pretty close to what we've been seeing all year long. We did have a little bit of a mix-up with the Xbox kind of rising there when Sony didn't have enough PlayStation 5s. And that's all we have for today. Did anything we cover catch your attention? Are you interested in Skate as a live service game? And do you think loyalty programs like PlayStation Stars is a good idea? Drop a comment about those topics or anything else we covered today. I want to thank you for watching. Have a great weekend and be good.